Voters in the Northwest Metro headed to the polls on Tuesday for local school board races, as well as races for Golden Valley City Council and referendum questions in the Anoka-Hennepin School District. Election officials say early voter turnout was high. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us the Election Day voter turnout in Plymouth.
I'm at Plymouth City Hall, where there's a steady stream of voters. You can see the line behind me. Now, there's a lot of interest in the Wayzata School Board race this year. Now, political experts say some of that might have to do with the pandemic and face mask requirements. That might be pushing people to vote. Now, Wayzata school officials say voter turnout is high.
Early voting was at the Wayzata Public Schools Administration Office, and it was pretty nonstop over the last week. And in fact, yesterday that was the last day, and we had more than 500 people walk through the doors. And the early voting numbers that we have that have walked into our administrative office is right around just over 2,400.
Is that high?
So that's high.
The Wayzata School Board has 7 members who are elected at large for 4-year terms. The winners will begin their terms in January 2022. In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Authorities say a motorcyclist has died following a crash Sunday morning in Brooklyn Center. According to police, a minivan was turning left onto 70th Avenue from Brooklyn Boulevard when it was broadsided by a motorcycle. The person on that motorcycle later died. As we went to air on Tuesday, the medical examiner's office had not yet released the person's identity. That crash followed another incident involving a motorcyclist in Brooklyn Center last Friday night. In that case, a motorcyclist rear-ended the squad vehicle of a state trooper who was helping another motorist on westbound I-94. That motorcyclist suffered life-threatening injuries. If you happen to stop by the Animal Humane Society in Golden Valley this week, you'll notice the facility is temporarily closed. All of the Animal Humane Society shelters and veterinary centers will be closed through Sunday, November 7th. The closure is the result of a need to give workers a break. It's the second year in a row it's done such a closure. A small team will provide care for any animals that remain at shelters during the closure. The city of New Hope has signed on to become part of a landmark class action settlement agreement with distributors and manufacturers of opioid drugs. Minnesota stands to gain more than $300 million through a $26 billion national settlement agreement. The amount the state receives depends on participation by cities and counties. The money would be put toward prevention and treatment programs. Deaths from opioid overdoses have increased significantly during the pandemic, with more than 600 deaths in Minnesota last year. For many families, a trip to Grandma's house is the place to go for the holidays and special occasions. Those childhood memories at Grandma's were the inspiration behind a new coffee shop in Osseo. In this week's edition of Takeout Tuesday, Delane Cleveland introduces us to the Annabelle House on Central Avenue.
We've been waiting for something like this for a long time. I mean,
in the heart of Osseo, people can walk to any number of shops and restaurants with ease.
There's so much foot traffic here, a lot of walkers in Osseo.
But there's one thing that's been missing from this area.
You've got few great food options out here, but nothing like a coffee shop, and you'd have to go to Caribou off of Jefferson.
That's always been a void that I've noticed here.
So Mark and Ashley Cook took it upon themselves to change that.
And I saw this older couple sprinting across 81, trying to get to Caribou. I'm like, we can't have this community having to cross 81 to get coffee. We need something here.
In late October, they celebrated the grand opening of the Annabelle House.
All right, this is yours.
It's a place to get coffee, grab lunch, or gather with others in the neighborhood. Ashley named the shop after her grandma.
We knew it was going to be the Annabelle House because Grandma was so special.
So far, the Annabelle House has been a welcome addition to Central Avenue.
This is my 5th day. I tried most of their sandwiches. Sandwiches are great. I'm a big fan of their London fog tea.
During much of the pandemic, people have lived in relative isolation from one another.
This is our community table where people can come and sit together even if they don't know each other.
Ashley designed this space as a way to bring people back together.
We also wanted a place where friends could come and just sit and talk over coffee.
After all, sometimes there's nothing like the smell of coffee the taste of delicious sandwiches and a variety of delectable desserts to draw people in.
It's exactly what Ashley's vision was when she wanted to bring this to the community, was that idea of trying to fill a need.
Ashley's goal is for the Annabelle House to truly feel like home. Ashley knows that this is a place that would make her grandma proud.
I know she's definitely looking down on us.
In Osseo, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A New Hope nonprofit specializing in hunger relief received a large donation ahead of the upcoming holiday season, and it has local LDS churches to thank.
This has provided a great opportunity for people to give personally, to get out and provide food and donations and service of time in ways that are fun and joyful with others, and then the ability to help those that are really in need.
The drive collected more than 25,000 pounds of food. Specific items requested included vegetable oil, spices, and flour. The Latter-day Saints volunteers collected all of the food and brought it to the food group in New Hope, where it was sorted and repackaged for distribution.
It's an amazing partnership. The church filled 127 blue barrels, so it's over 25,000 pounds of food, which really makes a huge impact.
The donations will be distributed to food shelves all across the Twin Cities.